I'm now joined by Jack Shapiro. He is a senior climate campaigner with Greenpeace USA. Thanks so much for speaking to us, Jack. I mean, you guys have said for a while that this is what's coming. These are the weather patterns that have been predicted because of global warming. So, I mean, tell us what you make of this storm and now what you see in the Bahamas, especially that aerial footage we've been showing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the number one concern has to be for the people impacted in the Bahamas and the people who are still in the storm's path. I mean, this is now a Category 2 storm, but it's still incredibly dangerous to the people along those coasts. It's fairly clear that that climate has an impact on the strength of these kinds of storms. It's another reminder that we have to start taking moves right now to get to 100% clean energy here in the United States and move away from fossil fuels.
You call it another reminder, but do you think government and citizens are taking it seriously?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing from this storm is a reminder for folks that we are still dealing with impacts of some of the past devastating storms like Harvey, Florence, even Katrina. There are still people in those communities who are reeling and still struggling to rebuild. Because disasters like these that are linked to climate change, not just storms like hurricanes, but also floods, wildfires, they impact people differently. It's often those with the least resources who are least equipped to get out of harm's way, the elderly, people with children, folks with low incomes that are least able to deal with these kinds of impacts of these storms and least able to rebuild after. So yeah, it's really the impacts on people that I think are reminding folks that this climate issue is a clear and present danger and has to be dealt with.
Right, but if policies are not drafted, if things essentially don't change, what are you expecting to see in the near future and further down the line?
Yeah, I mean, we have a choice, and those in elected office and running for office really have a choice to make here. We can see a path where we start to move away from the fossil fuels that are causing climate change and the impacts like Dorian, like the other storms and extreme weather that we've seen, or we can continue to make this problem worse and impact more and more people. The fact is, these are exactly the kind of impacts that scientists have been warning us about for decades. They are just starting to show up on our TV screens now, and the scientists predict that these are going to continue to get worse. Most of the heat that's trapped by greenhouse gases from burning fossil fuels has been absorbed by the ocean. The ocean, warmer oceans, are where storms like this get their heat from. So there's a direct line connection between some of these impacts and their devastating effects on communities and climate change.
Okay.
It must be dealt with.
Jack Shapiro, thanks so much for joining us there. We appreciate it.